Hey man, did you see Steve Dangle's crash out last night? Yeah, of course I did. We're the same person. Yeah, I guess so. Blackhawks couldn't be any more opposite to the Leafs right now, huh? Let's go Hawks, baby!
Blackhawks haven't been a good state for a while. And to that I say, yeah, a lot of their games this season were hard match. Pieces are there. Blackhawks fans, stay chill, be patient, and everything will work out in the end.
Welcome to Blackhawks Central. Let's go Hawks, baby! Oh my god, I cannot be more happier about this team right now. Let's go. Get me fired up against the Ducks. Absolute cinema. Hawks win 2-1 over the Anaheim Ducks in overtime. I will not shy away from the fact that we almost threw this one away. But the Blackhawks close out the 2 points for the night, and ooh boy, can the fans not be any more fired up than we already are. It's hashtag Frank's Way. Oh boy, we will get into it here. What a game. What a game. Uh, oh boy, where do I even begin? We'll go start off with Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight had himself a night, to say the least. Unreal. Almost gets the shutout if we don't take that delay of game penalty at the end of regulation. But yeah, Knight Knight played what he needed to, and he got the job done. I on the goal, bad breakdown. We'll get into it. But Spencer Knight almost gets his first shutout of the year. 38 for 39 shots, 39 shots against, 38 saves. Just lets the one by. 974 save percentage. Knight is our guy for the future. This guy is playing at an unreal level, and ooh boy, my knight in shining armor. I I have nothing more to say. He's unreal player, and I can't believe. Again, I will reinstate it. No way we got this starting goaltender and Florida's unprotected first round pick for next year for Seth um, Mohammed bin Laden Jones. Like, whoa. Like, how that doesn't even make any sense. But anyways, I digress. Knights unreal. Played unreal tonight. 100th start gets his win. That's what we love to see. But we'll get into the actual game here. Was this a close one? This was a really tight one to both the first and the second, and halfway through the third. This game, the first goal didn't get scored till about 9 minutes into the third. So yeah. Uh, yeah, on like this is tight game between the two teams. But well, yeah. As far as penalties go, I think the Hawks penalty killed it pretty good tonight. Other than the last one, but I mean it was 6-on-4. At a point you just can't take the penalty. Kaiser did a really good job tonight, but yeah, 2 minutes at the end of the regulation, you can't take that penalty. But there was an odd penalty sequence in the second period. Uh, yeah. Burakovsky takes 2 minutes, and then not too long after, Anaheim takes it too many men on the ice to make it 4-on-4. And then Burakovsky comes out of the box. Ryan Donato 4 seconds later takes a 2 minute tripping on the same player that Burakovsky tripped. So it's back to 4-on-4. And then as soon as Colangelo steps back on the ice, Mikhail Granlund takes a penalty 27 seconds later after that. And so the Hawks end up getting the power play for about a minute and a bit. But yeah, interesting there. Um, very interesting going back and forth there. But a lot of 4-on-4, a lot of tight chances. Nothing really came of that. But yeah, power play didn't convert the way we wanted it tonight, obviously. So uh, enough's been said about that already. With our power play woes, I thought it started getting good, but it just didn't look like we got any looks. Bedard had a really nice shot. Oh boy, that was a nice shot. Can I say that? But yeah, penalty kill did their job tonight. They didn't really have to do much, but yeah, at the end there, it, the penalty kill kind of just got all trapped in the crease. And to be fair, that was a really nice shot by McTavish. So we'll get into the goals. Frank Nazar, Frank's way. If you look up aura in a in a dictionary, if you look up aura in the dictionary, it will just always refer you to Frank Nazar. The kid absolutely exudes aura. The image of after his goal and his celebration, oh my goodness, aura. This kid, he he knows it, and he is going to be a superstar. He is all that money that we're paying him. He is more than worth it already. So, and that doesn't even kick in till next year even. So, yeah, Connor Bedard, man on a mission tonight. But oh, I said I was going to get into the goal. It all starts from Frank Nazar making a play at the blue line to play it across over to the streaking in. I believe Ryan Donato is streaking in as Frank Nazar's on the ice. Gets up, gets the puck back from Donato, makes a sweet pass over to Guy Kaiser, who hits a crossbar, and then Nazar's there to tap it in for the first goal of the game. And oh boy, Frank Nazar, third goal on the year. Frank Nazar is playing unreal. It's Frank's way, and this Chicago team is playing so much better with Frank Nazar in the lineup. It's unreal the Nazar impact. This one player that has joined the roster last season and how much of an impact he's had on this locker room and how much he forces play to move. Like I will say, he did have a bit of a struggle to begin the game, but once he settled in, he ran play and unreal. But yeah, I think that goal is unreal. I think he Nazar just exudes aura. He's changed this locker room in some way to where we are competing for wins. That Blackhawks are officially above 500. I don't remember a time in recent memory that we were above 500 this late into the season. Even though we're only 7 games in, we are 3-2-2, second in the Central with 8 points. But I'm getting a bit of ahead of myself. Um, yeah, with minute 47 on the clock, Kaiser takes just an abysmal delay game puck over glass penalty. Like they can't have that. And yeah, a minute later, Ducks strike. They after the puck just couldn't get cleared. The Hawks were all crumbling down upon the crease. All four of them were all bunched together. McTavish on the dot, left dot, snipes it right over Spencer Knight's shoulder. Somehow finds the space to get a squeak it by him to tie this match at 1. And yeah, you know where this is going. Headed to overtime, where the Hawks have not had much success this season. Lost overtime against Boston, and then we went to the shootout against Vancouver. Lost the shootout against Vancouver, and now we're going to overtime against Anaheim. And well, a 2-on-1 going the other way for Anaheim turns into a 3-on-1. Rinzel to Donato over to Bedard. Bedard gets stopped by Dostal, gets the puck back, cleans it up, plays it back in front of the net for a Donato who's just waiting there to absolutely rip it home and get the Hawks the win in overtime. Donato's now scored 3 goals in 3 games, one each match. Bedard gets the assist. Um, what else is there to say? Blackhawks win, absolute cinema. But when the Blackhawks are winning, I've already said this, no better feeling. Like, oh boy, yeah, I am I'm so happy for this team. And like I've already mentioned multiple times, I think the delusion's creeping back in. I said we were brought back to the earth last episode. And I think our delusions are starting to be rectified. Uh, we lost one game to start the season against Florida, and then we lost in overtime to Boston, and then we lost to Montreal. And then since then, we've won, lost in a shootout, won. 4 game point streak right there. And yes, it's against slightly weaker opponents. I don't know how. I mean, yeah, yeah. Especially Anaheim tonight is probably more of a weaker opponent. But we're hunting. Like I already mentioned, second in the Central so far already. I know we have a ton of. We've played a lot more games than other teams. We've played a total of 7, whereas most other teams have played 6 or 5. And yeah, I get that. Also, the Central divisions are all on top of each other. But anyways, we are behind Colorado, but ahead of both. Well, sorry, we're tied with Winnipeg and Utah, ahead of the Stars, ahead of the Preds, ahead of the Blues, and ahead of the Wild. And if we match up well against our Central Division opponents this season, the sky's the limit for this team. Genuinely, I think if we're back in Delusion Land, we're going playoffs. Is this a possibility for this team? Uh, to be seen. I think this team is on so much the up. As mentioned start off this episode, Steve Dangle was absolutely having one last night after the Toronto Maple Leafs lost in overtime to the Seattle Kraken, and I think they are having a meltdown. They are not standing up for their team. They are not digging in, and all I could think about when watching that crash out was thinking about the Hawks and my own team. This team has stepped up. This team has heart. This team has the grit. This team stands up for each other. Connor Bedard's on record taking days. They won't take shit this season. And they're standing up for their goalie. They're standing up for their young players. They're standing up for everyone on the squad. And you don't have it any other way. Like Steve was crashing out saying, "Oh, like you gotta stand up for your goalie. Like why is Stolarz the only player that's pissed off on the ice? When you piss off one Blackhawk, you piss off the entire team." Case in point, Jake Neighbors tackling Frank Nazar after he scores a goal. The entire team rushed in to support him. And Frank Nazar goes Austin Sally, but that's just aura. That's just aura. But yeah, this team fights for each other. They're digging in. This Jeff Blashill culture, this Jeff Blashill effect, the Jeff Blashill effect. Who knew? I think a lot of Blackhawks fans, they were very skeptical of Jeff Blashill going to the season. They didn't know what we were going to get from him. This is a guy that has been the assistant coach to John Cooper with the Tampa Bay Lightning ever since their Cup days. And before that, he was the head coach of the Red Wings when the Red Wings were god awful mediocre. So a lot of people thought they were going to get that Jeff Blashill. However, we've gotten a Jeff Blashill that not only fights for his team, but has just changed the culture surrounding this Blackhawks. The culture has changed. The culture has completely changed around this Blackhawks team. This, as already priorly mentioned, winning isn't the standard for the Blackhawks. They don't go into a game expecting to lose. They expect to win, and that is a deadly mindset for this team to have. And this Blackhawks team with that kind of mindset is sky's the limit, especially if Bedard keeps developing and he starts reaching and bursting through that ceiling. Nazar continues being Nazar this season. The veterans have stepped up huge ways. Mikheyev, Dickinson, he didn't play tonight, but Dickinson stepped up. He's back to his old ways. Bertuzzi stepped up. Donato's still producing at the level he was last season. Burakovsky, I've slandered Burakovsky, but he's genuinely played so well this season. The veterans are stepping up in the ways they need to. The young players are stepping up in the way they need to. This team, everyone in this team is stepping up the way they need to. The coaching staff is stepping up the way they need to. The goalies are stepping up in the way they need to. Everything is functioning at high gear. And I don't think this team is ever going to slow down. I think that we can maintain this. I feel this Blackhawks team is something special. And I haven't been this excited about a Blackhawks team in a long, long, long time. Uh, Last season was a drag, and so I think a lot. Obviously, that's going to dilute some fans. I think I'm a victim of this, of last season being so bad that any form of success is a win. And I think that is what's so much fun about the Hawks, is that we have not had that success. Prior seasons, we've looked dead. Like Connor Bedard, all the talk last season about the media of how he wants out, blah blah blah. Even though he never said it himself, he said he wants to stay in Chicago. That's always his message to the fans and to this franchise, is that he wants to stay here and he wants to play here. And now look how it is. The narrative shift. The Sharks now are on a 16-game losing streak. They have not won a single game this season. And all of a sudden, they're in the position the Blackhawks were last season. And the Blackhawks are now the fun team. But they're winning. There's a difference. There is a difference. The Sharks were the fun team last year, but they weren't winning. They weren't winning multiple games in a row. They were still losing, as shown by the fact that they were the last team in the league. But Chicago, 7 games in, 3 wins, 2 losses in overtime. Saw shootout. This team is a fun team to watch, and they're good. And they're legit. There's still a lot of unproven talent and unproven grounds that this Blackhawks team is on. As long as they can finish how they are right now, the sky's the limit. They still got more players in the system. Nick Lardis, 4 points tonight in the AHL, a goal and 3 assists. He now leads the AHL in points. That kid's not going to be in the AHL for long. He's going to be on this roster by the end of the season, if fans like it or not. Like, this kid, he was known as a junior scorer. That was his main criticism. That was his main bash, is that he is a junior scorer. He scored 70 goals in the OHL last season. So far, he's got 2 goals, 5 assists. His game is translating to the professional level. It's to be seen how it translates to the NHL level, but it has almost certainly translated at the AHL level. And then obviously, I've already overspoken about this, but Oliver Moore is just basically a clone of what Frank Nazar is, and he's basically putting on a performance in the AHL that Frank Nazar put on last season. And if Oliver Moore continues down this path, we literally have 2 Frank Nazars, both of them who are already, like, Frank Nazar's already scoring, and if we get a similar player to him, rather playing on his line, Bedard, or even on a third line, like, this Hawks team has so many prospects. Frondell leads plus minus in the SHL on a mid team, to be fair. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? And my only answer to that is one word: up. This Hawks team is on the up. I don't know what changed. Well, I mean, I do know what changed. The culture. And it's a funny thing that culture can do. The funny thing that culture can do is change. In an instant, this Hawks team went from one that was criticized for being dead. They were not fun to watch really at all last season. Call on the heels many times. But this team has turned it around. The culture has changed. They're now a fun team to watch. They do not go down easily. This is going to be the annoying team to play all season. They're going to be game changers, playoff affecting later in the season. and I don't believe we're too far off of that being our us affecting our own playoff chances. And what else can I say? I'll end it off there. I feel like I've covered main points from this game and what we can take away from this. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're happening upon this video, share with all your friends. Blackhawks win. Blackhawks win. And I'm sure they'll win many more games to come this season. Peace out, Blackhawkers.